The 6.0 Powerstroke engine, like its predecessor, the 7.3, is built by International Harvester and used in their medium-duty trucks. It was released by Ford in 2003 and a quarter to replace the 7.3 engine due to the emission regulations getting tighter. The 6.0 engine incorporates a variable turbocharger, EGR system with cooler, and 4-valve heads to meet these tighter emission standards. It's important to know the serial number location for ordering parts. The engine serial number is found on a label on top of the FICM on the left side of the engine. The FICM is the fuel injection control module, which we'll talk about later. Most of these parts will have to be ordered from your local Ford dealer, but some of the parts can be purchased from your local International dealer at a substantial savings. The serial number is how International lists engine parts, so having that number will make ordering parts much easier. What can be purchased from International will be anything in the long block: injectors, gaskets, sensors, and most hard parts. Things which will not be available from your local International dealer are anything that was redesigned to make the engine fit into the smaller Ford chassis, such as air filter, oil pan, rear seal parts, front seal parts, computers, and wiring harnesses. You may find a part savings of about 30% by purchasing parts from your local International dealer. This new engine has several things that make for a unique configuration. The rear-mounted gear drive for the camshaft sets the stage for very unique component location. On the 7.3 engine, the high-pressure pump, ICP, and IPR were located at the front of the truck where component access was easy. On the 6.0 engine, these components are now located at the rear of the engine where access is very limited. The ICP sensor did move to a more accessible location in 2004. In addition to this, there are 8 injector feeds, 8 glow plug feeds, 2 rocker boxes, a lower engine oil pan, an upper engine oil pan, and a lower crankcase bed plate assembly. This gives 20 new places for oil leaks to develop over time. This engine is also one of the first Ford vehicles to use the CAN protocol for communications. This new language is much faster than the OBD2 language it replaces. Unfortunately, it also forces you to have a CAN-compatible scan tool, but we'll talk more about that later. Let's talk about some maintenance peculiarities first. There's a unique belt tensioner setup that has a kickstand to hold the tensioner in the locked position to make belt changing easier. On an F model, stand alongside the right fender and lift up on the belt with your left hand. Using your right hand, reach down along the belt tensioner and find the kickstand or lock tab that is part of the tensioner. Lift up on this lock tab while releasing the belt at the same time, and you'll find the belt becomes slack as the tensioner comes to a rest on the lock tab, allowing the belt to be removed easier. Econolines have 2 serpentine belts on them, and only the rear belt has the locking tensioner. Replacing the belts on an Econoline may require removal of the radiator and charge air coolers. On either chassis, there is a unique 2-piece fan shroud and stator which is bolted to the front of the engine that directs the airflow, which complicates belt removal.